Lueroi's Pokemon Black and White 2 walkthrough, Part 37. Alright, continuing along through the Celestial Tower, here's another trainer. I'm here to understand the end of the world, but I don't quite get it. If I have a battle, will I be enlightened? Well, dude, who do you think I am, like the head of the Mayans, just knowing the exact date that the world's gonna end in 2012 or whatever? No, I'm just here to knock out your Pokemon, starting with Elgyem. So, yeah, Elgyem's a Pokemon you can catch here in the tower. It's a pure Psychic type. You can catch it along with Litwick, which I caught in the last episode, and Golbat if you're interested in Golbats, but these were one of the only two new Pokemon, so, yeah, Elgyem's gonna go down pretty easily from an X-Scissor. Not the greatest defensive Pokemon in the world, but really high special attack, good special defense as well, especially when fully evolved into Beheeyem at level 42. And next up, we got another Psychic type, Indrosion, so this thing should be just as easy to knock out. Another Pokemon with really high special attack, but yeah, we'll take this thing out. I actually prefer Dwosion just because you can get it earlier in the game, along with, you know, Gothitelle and Pokemon like that. But there's another Moxie boost, which we don't really need. We got up some more experience there, and I still have the experience share on Litwick, so that's going smoothly. And here's a Pokemon Nurse, so if you want to get your Pokemon healed, all you have to do is defeat the nurse, and then she'll do that for you. But, you know, I think that's kind of silly. I mean, imagine if you went to the doctor in real life, it's like, hey, I got a broken leg, can you fix it up? Yeah, but wrestle me first, and if you beat me, I'll heal you. It's kind of funny that the nurse is like, alright, I'll heal you, but after we get violent in battle. But I've got a Leavanny here. I mean, this would be an easy Pokemon for Litwick to knock out, actually. So I wish I remembered she had Leavanny. I would have put Litwick up to get all the experience, but X-Scissor will knock it out just as quickly, so that shouldn't be a problem. And yeah, Pinsir is pretty much the go-to up here in the Celestial Tower, just because I guess that wasn't a Psychic type, but his Bug-type attacks pretty much come in handy in general. And there we go, Litwick's up to level 30, so not bad at all, coming along pretty nicely. Yeah, before I know it, I'll be at level 41 evolving into Lampent, and then I'll just need a Duskstone to fully evolve into a Chandelure, which will be awesome. And I can actually get a Duskstone coming up pretty soon in the game, so not even worried about that. And yeah, the nurse fully healed up my Pokemon. I love how it's kind of just like, alright, you want to heal my Pokemon? Well, let me kill your Leavanny, and then we'll see what you have to say about healing my Pokemon. But yeah, we're here on the 4th floor of the Celestial Tower now, so this is the highest level to actually fight trainers on. And yeah, actually in the after game, once you become the Elite Four champion, you can come back to the Celestial Tower and do a little side quest, and you can fight some insanely powerful trainers with, like, Pokemon up in the level 60s, so yeah, and also later on in the game you can find a legendary Pokemon here in the Celestial Tower, so even after, you know, fighting all the trainers and whatnot here, there's still some more to do later on in the game. And Roselia's gonna get on pretty easily there, and Slayer's gonna reach level 35, excellent. And Litwick's still getting some experience, which is nice. Alright, and yeah, people up here give you a ton of money, so I'd actually recommend bringing out the Amulet Coin and increasing that money even more so. There's a PP up there, which is really nice to grab. And yeah, here's some more nice people that will give me tons of money. I mean, that lady gave me $14,000, and all I had to do was knock out her Roselia. I mean, does she really think her Roselia is worth that much, that if you can knock it out, you get $14,000? But yeah, this guy's got a little bit more of a tough challenge here. He's got an Umbreon, but, you know, still not too big of a challenge for Slayer here. Could still take out Dark types with my Bug types pretty easily. But yeah, Umbreon's an insanely good defensive Pokemon. And if you don't have, you know, like, Fighting or Bug like Pinsir happens to have, then you might actually have a pretty rough time with it. But let me finish it off here with a Brick Break, you know, switching it up since I've been using X-Scissor so many times. I mean, it's still super effective, so still's gonna do a bunch of damage even if it wasn't gonna die anyways. And there we go, that's probably like the easiest time I've ever had in my life dealing with an Umbreon. They are always so difficult to knock out, but, ho ho ho, quite the effort. Yeah, this guy is also Santa Claus in his spare time. I guess that's why he has so much money to give me. Anyways, yeah, I just got Litwick up to level 31, so I think it might be finally time to bring him out front and see what he can do on his own. So let's fight this last trainer here and see if Litwick can, you know, take out their Pokemon on his own. You know, he's been sitting back, watching, observing, learning from the best of them inside my bag. I mean, I'm not sure if he can actually, like, see what's going on, but he has the experience share, so he knows something's up. He's like, why am I getting all this power? I'm not doing anything. But we've got a Yamask, so actually this could be pretty interesting. The strategy I like to kind of use with Litwick is to burn them with Will-O-Wisp and then use Hex, because Hex will do a lot more damage if they're burnt. And, you know, every once in a while, your opponent gets all their stats boosted from Ominous Wind, so that kind of sucks. But, yeah, I don't really think Litwick would have lasted too much longer anyways. That Ominous Wind did a lot of damage, so let me just switch out. Maybe it wasn't quite time for you, Litwick. Maybe you just need to come back in for now. But yeah, actually I do have a nice nickname to give Litwick, and I'll probably be doing that right after I leave the Celestial Tower, because I read everyone's comments and got some excellent feedback on the nickname. But we'll be doing that pretty soon, and yeah, Yamask is like completely beefed up now they got all of its stats boosted. I guess the only thing it's lacking right now is good physical attack since it's burns, but... oh good, I got a critical hit though, so... Yeah, does the burn feel better when you get hit by a surf? Does that help at all, or does that just kill you? I don't know. Anyways, then you also have a Gotharita, so... You know what, I actually might have been able to deal with Gotharita if I didn't get Litwick messed up so bad, but... Yeah, we'll just use a couple of surfs to knock this thing out. Wouldn't be surprised if it lived, yeah, because Gotharita's got pretty good defenses. And yeah, that's a pretty annoying move right there. It's Flatterer, so that's going to boost up my special attack and confuse me. Kind of the same concept as Struggle, only it's special attack instead of physical attack, but Struggle's definitely a way better move, because, you know, you'll actually do more damage to yourself with higher physical attack. But, you know, I'm confused here, just trying to, you know, flood this place with Surf. Apparently, Surf's only hitting me, though. You know, I'm bringing in, you know, gallons and gallons of water into the tower, but somehow I'm only hitting myself with them. That's how confused I am right now. Alright, we finally got it to work, so... yeah, that should finish off the Gotharita, and we can finally move along here. And actually, Peanut is getting dangerously close to evolving. Super close to level 36. Probably one or two more Pokemon knocked out, and I will be evolving into a Samurott, so... Yeah, my whole team is really starting to come along here into its final form, and there's TM65 Shadow Claw. Yeah, obviously you're gonna find, you know, a Ghost-type move in the Celestial Tower. I love how the game always does that. They just conveniently place TMs that, like, adapt with the area they're in. Like, you never just find, like, fire TMs unless they're in, like, a fireplace. But, anyways, before you actually go and ring the bell, bring out your dowsing machine, and you can find a hidden ghost gem up here on the roof, which is actually a pretty nice item to hold on to for later on in the game. Yeah, what the ghost gem does is it will boost up your first ghost-type move by 50%, but then you will consume the ghost gem. So it's a one-time use item, but if you play your cards right, it can be really helpful in gym fights and Elite Four battles. But anyways, it's time to soothe the spirits of the deceased and ring the bell. You don't actually have to do this on, like, you know, original Black and White, but I just thought it'd be fun to do anyways. And look at the insane clouds down there. Like, are there really that many clouds that you can't see anything? It just looks like mountains and mountains of clouds. But anyways, guys, that's it for the Celestial Tower, so let's go nickname our Litwick. Hey guys, welcome back. We're here in Castelia City, and I don't know why I say welcome back, because probably with the video editing you'll have to wait like a half a second, but you know, I'm back, so whatever. Welcome back to me, I guess. And yeah, we're here in Castelia City to pay a visit to the Name Raider and give my Litwick a new nickname. And I wanted to credit the people that gave this nickname, but like literally like 30 people recommended this nickname. But I think the first person was Shadowbolt24, was the original person to come up with the nickname Lumiere. And Lumiere was an awesome nickname. I liked it. It comes from Beauty and the Beast, you know, the candlestick character. And that's pretty much exactly what you get reminded of with Litwick and Lampet and Chandelure, so... Yeah, your new nickname is Lumiere, and I like how the Name Raider, like, tries to take credit for it. He's like, oh, you want me to rate the nicknames of your Pokemon? Alright, let me take a look at it. Oh, I'll give him a new nickname, but really you're just doing all the work by yourself. But yeah, now that we got that small task taken care of, let's fly back to Mistralton City so we can, take care of business with Professor Juniper and my love Skyla, who I actually had to break up with because, you know, long story, don't want to talk about it. Brings tears to my eyes, but yeah, we'll go back to Mistralton City, and you can take care of this pretty much any time after you've, talked to Professor Juniper at the tower and defeated the gym leader Skyla. But before I do that, let's go ahead and talk to this kid right here. This is one other thing you can do after you defeat the gym leader Skyla, and I kind of got a little bit ahead of myself and went straight to Route 7 and forgot about it, but if you talk to that kid in the house north of the Pokemon Center, he will tell you that he left a treasure on the end of the runway, and it's TM40 Aerial Ace, so you can go ahead and pick up that TM. And then the two people will come over and be like, oh my gosh, you found the treasure! Like, yeah, you just told me you left one on the end of the runway, I don't know why you're, like, so astonished, but... he's gonna be like, oh yeah, Ducklet's already got Aerial Ace, so go ahead and keep the TM. Like, what nice, friendly people, just letting me have free stuff. But, I mean, seriously, finders keepers, you guys left it there, I was gonna take it anyways. But, yeah, now that we did that, we can go ahead and talk to Skyla and Juniper here in the Mistralton Cargo Service. So, yeah, you can do this anytime, like I said, after defeating Skyla and talking to Juniper at the Celestial Tower. And once you have all that taken care of, go ahead and talk to them, and you can take your plane to Lentimas Town and continue along with the game. Oh, but look who it is, it's Bianca, coming in at the last minute, you know, late for her flight and everything, but she's saying that she wants to come along on the flight too, because she has some research to do at Reversal Mountain. And yeah, Bianca just looks like she's in sprinting here, like, she's like huffing and puffing like, oh, I almost missed it. Please let me come on the plane ride. So yeah, then they're gonna let her come along. Like, why didn't Bianca have to do anything? You know, I had to, like, defeat the gym leader and travel through Route 7 in the rain and go to the tower with all the dead Pokemon. I had to go through all that crap to get on the plane, but, you know, Bianca just wanders in at the last second. And, yo, yeah, we got a place for you in first class. Just hop on board. But yeah, then you get a cool animation of the plane going down the runway and taking off into the night sky. And then you're at Lentimas Town, and, like, why do we have to take a plane? Why couldn't we just use Fly on our Pokemon? Like, does anyone not realize we have the HM for Fly? But yeah, when you get here, Juniper's gonna tell you that we're having problems with Team Plasma because they're trying to take over this legendary Pokemon. And then she reminds us of the Dragon legendaries, Zekrom and Reshiram. And she says, you know, 2 years ago in Pokemon Black and White, you know, those dragons got taken care of and they're loyal to some trainers now. So we're a little bit confused. We don't know quite what Team Plasma's planning with their legendary dragon type. So our job is to go and talk to Drayden, the next gym leader, and hopefully he can give us some good information on this interesting dragon type. So you can say yes, agree to her little mission. And yeah, now we're off to go through Reversal Mountain and eventually make it to the next city and, you know, hopefully get our 7th gym badge along the way. So Bianca's got some business to take care of in Reversal Mountain. She's gonna go on her own. And that leaves us to explore Lentimas Town, which is like the smallest town you'll ever find in your life. This is like the only guy that lives here, I'm sure, but yeah, actually, let's come back here. I think there's an item we can grab. And the cross transceiver again! Let me guess, it's Yancy! Yeah, Yancy's always calling me. So yeah, blah blah blah, talking nonsense, and she's like, oh, I have to go. Like, you always call me and talk for like 2 seconds, and you're like, oh, I have to go. Like, why don't you just call me and you have some time to actually talk for once? But come up here and grab yourself a Firestone. A lot of people don't really see that because it's not actually, like, in the town, but, wait, what am I doing? I'm an idiot. I can't even go this way. Yeah, let's go back to this side of the fence. This is where the Pokemon Center and everything is. So yeah, there's only a couple things to check out here, but we'll go ahead and take care of them. If you go inside the Pokemon Center and talk to this creepy old lady over here, you can get yourself a spell tag. Yeah, it always creeps me out when those old ladies are just like, hee hee hee, just like laughing right when you talk to them. That makes me think they're like actually insane. But the building right west of the Pokemon Center is actually a move tutor, and this one requires blue shards, so if you have a lot of blue shards, you can give them to this guy and he'll teach you some moves. And you actually have some really good options here. I don't really think I can do anything because I only have 2 blue shards, so I can get like Iron Defense and Last Resort, but definitely some good options down here. You got Earth Power, Aqua Tail, Super Power's a really good one. Dragon Pulse, Dark Pulse. So yeah, if you get enough of the blue shards, you can actually get some really awesome moves here. So check that out if you can. And lastly, we'll go inside this building, and I figure we get some kind of item here. Let's talk to this lady. Oh yeah, we get the TM for Charge Beam. Yeah, Charge Beam's a pretty good TM. It has 70% chance of boosting up your special attack, which is always pretty nice. And I think that's just gonna about take care of things here in Lentimas Town. So here's a crazy lady trying to talk to her Crocorock. She's like, yeah, my Crocorock rocks, Rafefe. Yeah, Rafefe, whatever that means. But next time we'll be wandering into the Reversal Mountain, continuing our quest to glory. But until then, let's get back on the safe side of Lentimas Town, where we're not gonna be killed by crazy wild Pokemon. But yeah, we'll continue our journey in the next episode.